The Oval Office, a place steeped in history and power dynamics, played host to a fascinating spectacle on May 6, 2025. The meeting of President Donald Trump and newly elected Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney. This wasn't just a courtesy call. It was Carney's first foray into the lion's den since his landslide victory following Justin Trudeau's resignation. The air crackled with anticipation, the world watching for any sign of how these two powerful leaders would interact. Amidst the usual diplomatic pleasantries, a bombshell. President Trump, known for his unconventional approach, decided to revive an old idea. His desire to see Canada become the 51st state of the Union. Citing lower taxes and what he perceived as other benefits for Canadians, Trump pitched the idea with his trademark confidence. The room, one imagines, suddenly felt a few degrees hotter. Prime Minister Carney, known for his calm demeanor and sharp intellect, met Trump's proposition with a firm and unequivocal rejection. Canada is not for sale ever, he stated, his words leaving no room for misinterpretation. The message was clear. Canada, under his leadership, would not be bullied or cajoled into relinquishing its sovereignty. Trump, never one to back down easily, countered with a cryptic, "Never say never," adding a layer of intrigue to an already tense situation. Throughout the exchange, all eyes were on Prime Minister Carney. Seasoned observers noted a visible tightening of his jaw, a subtle pursing of his lips, and a distinct lack of warmth in his eyes. Experts pointed to these as classic signs of discomfort and disagreement. At times he seemed about to interrupt, his hand gesturing as if to interject, only to withdraw it, a silent testament to the constraints of diplomatic protocol. Section 5. The Art of the Deal, or the Art of Disdain. Trump's nonverbal cues. President Trump, never one to be outdone in the theatrics department, displayed his own repertoire of nonverbal cues. His body language often spoke louder than his words, providing a fascinating insight into his thoughts and feelings. Whether he was in a high-stakes meeting or addressing a crowd, his nonverbal signals were always on full display. A quick eyebrow lift and a tilt of the head betrayed his surprise at Carney's directness. This subtle gesture, often overlooked by many, was a clear indicator of his immediate reaction. It was as if, in that brief moment, he couldn't hide his true feelings, even if he wanted to. Then came the smirk, a fleeting expression that spoke volumes about his assessment of the situation. This wasn't just any smirk. It was a calculated move, a way to convey his thoughts without uttering a single word. It was a blend of confidence and a touch of disdain, a combination that left many wondering about his true intentions. As Carney spoke, Trump could be seen nodding slowly, a gesture that seemed to indicate agreement or at least understanding. But for those who knew him well, this slow nod was more than just a sign of agreement. It was a strategic move, a way to buy time and process the information being presented to him. His hand resting between his legs, a posture that many found intriguing. This wasn't just a casual stance, it was a deliberate choice. By placing his hand between his legs, he was grounding himself, trying to maintain control in a situation that was rapidly evolving, a posture some experts interpreted as a sign of contemplation, a moment where he was deeply processing the information. This contemplative pose was a rare glimpse into his inner workings, a moment where he was truly in his own world, trying to make sense of everything around him, while others saw it as a barely concealed attempt to control his own reactions. In high-pressure situations, maintaining composure is crucial, and this gesture was his way of doing just that. It was a delicate balance between showing strength and vulnerability, a dance that he had mastered over the years. Section 6. Body language experts decode the diplomatic dance. The meeting, brief as it was, provided a treasure trove of material for body language analysts. Dr. Lillian Glass, a renowned expert in the field, weighed in on Carney's demeanor, noting that his silent, almost statue-like posture, coupled with the sucking in of his cheeks and the telltale finger to the nose, suggested a man grappling with impatience and irritation. Section 7. Reading between the lines, what the experts saw. In this section we delve into the subtle cues and gestures that reveal more than words ever could. Experts from various fields have analyzed the body language and non-verbal communication of key figures, providing us with a deeper understanding of their true intentions and emotions. On Trump's side, analysts honed in on his use of hands. His hand gestures are not just random movements, they are calculated and deliberate. Each gesture serves a purpose, whether it's to emphasize a point, convey confidence, or assert authority. The way he uses his hands can influence how his message is received by the audience. The pointed finger directed at Carney during his "never say never" remark was a clear power play, an attempt to assert dominance and control the narrative. This gesture is often seen in high-stakes situations where the speaker wants to leave no room for doubt about their stance. It's a classic move to project strength and determination. His tendency to touch his face, a gesture often associated with anxiety or deception, did not go unnoticed. This subtle action can reveal a lot about a person's state of mind. When someone frequently touches their face, it can indicate that they are uncomfortable or hiding something. It's a small but telling sign that can undermine their verbal message. It's as if he's trying to mask his true feelings, observed behaviorist Dr. John Gottman, who has spent years studying nonverbal communication. According to Dr. Gottman, these gestures are often subconscious and can provide a window into a person's true emotions. Even when someone tries to control their body language, these small, involuntary actions can give them away, but his body language betrays him. Despite his efforts to appear confident and in control, the inconsistencies in his gestures reveal the underlying tension. This conflict between his words and his body language creates a sense of unease and can make it difficult for the audience to fully trust his message. By paying attention to these nonverbal cues, we can gain a deeper understanding of the true dynamics at play. Section 8. The aftermath ripples in the relationship. The Oval Office meeting, while short on concrete outcomes, left a lasting impression. The discussions were intense and the atmosphere was charged with anticipation. Both leaders knew that the stakes were high and the world was watching closely. The meeting was a critical juncture, a moment that could either bridge the gap between their differing ideologies or widen it further. The stark contrast in body language between the two leaders spoke volumes about the underlying tensions and the vast gulf in their political ideologies. Trump's stern expression and Carney's thoughtful demeanor highlighted the differences in their approach to governance and diplomacy. It was a visual representation of the complex dynamics at play, a silent yet powerful commentary on their political relationship. Carney's controlled composure and Trump's unpredictable energy made for a captivating spectacle, leaving the world to wonder what the future holds for these two North American neighbors. The contrast was not just in their body language, but also in their rhetoric and policy priorities. Carney's calm and measured approach contrasted sharply with Trump's more aggressive and spontaneous style, creating a fascinating dynamic that kept everyone on edge. One thing is certain, the relationship, much like the body language that defined their first encounter, will be anything but dull. As they shook hands and walked away, the world was left to speculate on the future of their interactions. Would they find common ground, or would their differences lead to further discord? Only time will tell. But one thing is clear, the relationship between these two leaders will continue to be a focal point of international attention, with every meeting and gesture scrutinized for signs of harmony or conflict.